Hello, Gremilinos. It is I, Catherine, your favorite asthmatic, mostly 10-fingered, chaotic book reader. And I am here because Valentine's Day is fast approaching and I am going to be doing a Sapphic romance vlog. So I have 5 books set aside. I may not get to all of them that I'm planning to read before Valentine's Day. The goal is to get the video out on Valentine's Day, but we'll see how that goes. If you watched my last video, which you may not have, it was long and about a very specific series, I shared that Chloe, our oldest female dog, she had to have emergency surgery on, I don't even remember what day now, but everything is blur. She had to have emergency surgery, it was over a week ago. By the time you see this, it'll be a while ago. And by a while, I mean like 2-3 weeks. We had been going to a doctor. That doctor had said he thought her thyroid was an issue. We didn't know if that was we were like, okay, we'll see. That treatment was not going well at all. So we took her to a different vet because we took her in like 2 weeks after she started thyroid medicine. The vet kind of brushed it off saying like, oh, I'll do a thyroid level, we'll see what happens. Never got the results of that back. We rushed her back there on like 2 days later. We were like, something is very wrong. Like, she's very bad. She doesn't want to eat, she doesn't want to drink, she's not really moving. And the guy was like, I actually think she looks pretty good. I think the thyroid medicine is working. And we were like, what is wrong with you? So we managed to get her in with her former vet, and he did x-rays and immediately was like, she has to have emergency surgery. I'm making coffee. She had a tumor on her spleen that had caused the spleen to rupture, which is all very not good, especially because your spleen holds a lot of toxins because it's one of your like processing organs. So she had emergency surgery. She was recovering well. She had her post-op yesterday. Today's Super Bowl Sunday, by the way. But she had her post-op yesterday and he said things look good. She has popped a suture up high, but he said it isn't bad. It's only an exterior suture, so it's not a huge issue, but we have to keep an eye on it. And she's been like eating, drinking, going to the bathroom, all the stuff she needs to do. And she's on a ton of medicine that we have to give her, but some of it ends, and by the time this video comes out, she should be done taking some of it. But yeah, there's a lot of sorry, I remember asthmatic. So a lot has been going on, and I talked about it a lot in that video because it just all of a sudden like started happening while I was reading those books. So yeah, so I just thought I would fill you in. She's doing well now. And hopefully continues to just do better and better. Yeah. Oh gosh, now I'm distracted. Oh, it's also like -27 right now, so my asthma is flaring real bad. But back to the books at hand. I actually only have one of them with me right now, so I will be reading only female. I think they're all we're just gonna vaguely say Sapphic / queer because I haven't checked all of them. The covers all show female presenting people, but again, I have not looked at some of the covers today, but I think they're all categorized as Sapphic, I think. But the first book I'll be reading was a gift from Krista called, oh, Krista's my wife, in case you didn't know, is Those Who Wait by Haley Cass. I think I've read other Haley Cass books before, but she got this for me. It is hefty. It is almost 600 pages. So I thought I would start this one today because it's the biggest by far of all the books. So this is the reading plan for today. To be in theme, I am also wearing my Yes to All Love. I'll back up a little. It's from the Common Love collection. 2 YouTubers. It's like their clothing line kind of thing. It's very comfy and it's very warm. So yeah, and I'm gonna grab my coffee cup, which is over here. Actually, I'll just bring you over here. Hi, follow me, follow me, follow me. Do, 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 do. And then I'll flip you. So hold on. Ta-da! This is my coffee cup for today. It says Cheers Queers. And this is the coffee I'm drinking. I just got this in the mail yesterday. I get a free bag of coffee from Joffrey's from this contest. And this is, I think, my 5th bag, but it's chocolate raspberry. And I already had a cup and it was very good. So I'm having a second one. And yeah, oh, and perfect. This is Bob. It's a Bob's Burgers calendar that Krista got me. And this is Bob with Tina and her friends at, it's a fake Rocky Horror. It's vampire themed. It's like a vampire dance. I don't remember. But Bob is bi, if you didn't know. He's a bi icon or a bicon. But I'm gonna go drink this coffee, chill with Krista and Chloe and the other 2 dogs, though they are still in kind of like a quarantine area because Chloe is recovering for 10 more days. So yeah, it's a whole thing. She can't really be around them because she can't run around or do anything fun. She really just has to like lay and sleep and move ever so slightly. so that she recovers well. But I'm gonna drink this, and next time I'll talk to you, it'll either be to show you Super Bowl food or to update you on the book. I have a feeling it will be to show you Super Bowl food, but I will talk to you later today, Gremilinos. Hello, Gremilinos. Okay, I only have like a few minutes to update you, and by a few I mean very small. Our Super Bowl food is on the way, so you're gonna get to see that. And I didn't turn on the lights in the kitchen, so just go with the natural lighting on one side, weird lighting on the other side. This is so big. So again, almost 600 pages, but I'm like 160 pages in. We are following Sutton and Charlotte, who meet on a dating site called Sapphic Spark. Now, Sutton has just realized she's bisexual, and Charlotte is a lesbian, but both of them are kind of in the closet in part. Sutton hasn't really come out to anyone except like her two best friends and her sister, kind of by accident, and then Charlotte is out to like her family, a select number of people, but she's running for office and she doesn't really want to talk about it. So the two of them aren't exactly like out or able to date right now. Sutton really, it's more, she doesn't feel comfortable dating a woman. She's dated men before, but she's just like not ready to date a woman. She's afraid she's gonna mess it up. She can't figure out how to talk to a woman. But her roommate Reagan sets her up with this dating app and then winds up messaging Charlotte, and the two kind of hit it off, but they decide to stay friends, even though they're, you can tell they're both attracted to each other. And we learn that the two of them actually are in the same circles. Sutton's father is in politics, and he's actually met Charlotte before. So we learn all of this. Charlotte is in a runoff or a special election for a House of Representatives race. She's also currently the deputy mayor of New York. There's a cat right next to me, which is causing me some issues. I'm gonna put this down so I can put him down. She is running for office and doesn't really want her identity to take focus. She really has this like plan. She's like, I'm not really gonna date. Like I hooked up with women, I didn't really date, and I'm still not going to because I'm not gonna talk about it. So hers is more, she just doesn't want it to be part of her identity right now. And that's very interesting, but the two of them are getting very close, and Charlotte is kind of acting as Sutton's lesbian guru, where she's trying to help her figure out how to talk to women. Again, Sutton is bisexual, but she's like, but because Charlotte is a lesbian guru, so she's kind of walking her through things. But we are figuring out that the two of them are very much falling for each other. Sutton has a huge crush on her, and Charlotte does kind of know, but she's kind of playing into it, but kind of not. It's very interesting. Charlotte also has a gay brother who is dating her boss. Her boss is also not out, so the two of them kind of let people think the two of them are together, kind of. They're very coupley at events, but they are not dating. He is dating her brother. I am enjoying it so far. We get text message conversations between the two women. This did randomly pop up on my Instagram late last night as a book you should read if you want a timeline like Heated Rivalry, but with a women love women plot. And I do think that's interesting. I can definitely see it based on the show. Now, I did order with a bunch of gift cards all the Game Changer books, and I think that might be the next vlog. I haven't decided yet, but just know that I haven't read the Heated Rivalry book specifically, and I haven't read any of that series, but I am going to. So I don't really have anything to compare it to, but except for the show. But again, I am very much enjoying it. I like both of our main female characters. I'm liking their friends, liking the dynamic. I do love like a kind of a politically story. So yeah, I'm just enjoying where it's going. Sutton is in school still, so she is in grad school. So she's, I think, they're about the same age, because Charlotte does mention she's pretty young and going to be one of the youngest women in this position. But yeah, so I am just enjoying where it's going. I'm enjoying the relationship. It's a very slow burn, but it's fun. I do think it's baffling that it's so big though. That's so surprising to me. There's also a sequel, so like that's a lot of pages. But I need to go because the food's about to be here and I need to meet them at the door. I am going to make a drink, but I'll show you that later because I think they're going to be pretty close. But I will show you the food. We also got some cupcakes, so I'll show you those too when we get to them. But I'm going to show you the actual food once it's set up, and I'll show you my drink when I make it. But I gotta go wait for the people at the door so they don't bother Chloe. Okay, talk to you later. I kind of look like the Phantom of the Opera or something. Okay, so very quickly, they're not here yet. I have made a little like cocktail, so it's just regular Diet Coke stuff. It's just the store brand. And then this is Empress 1908 Elderflower Rose Gin, which I'm sure this is wild to people that I would mix this with Diet Coke, but it's really good. I just remembered that I had this in the cabinet and pulled it out last night to try it, and it was delicious. And I'm having it in here. So just Diet Coke and gin in this currently reading cup. But this is very good. It would probably be very, very good with like a seltzer water, but I don't have any. So I'm doing it with Diet Coke and having a blast. So I'm gonna have this with food. I just thought since it was the Super Bowl, I would do a fun little drink with our foods. But now I'm gonna go because hopefully they're here now. All right, talk to you later, Gremilinos, when I show you the food. Behold food. Okay, so this is their mac and cheese. It's a little greasy, but it is actually good. It normally solidifies a little bit. But that's the mac and cheese. This is a buffalo chicken dip, which I'm the most excited about. And then we have a big vat of nachos. And I feel like I may just have to take these into the living room. I'm not even sure how we're gonna eat these, but they're nachos. They give us chips for the buffalo chicken dip and some sauces and stuff for the nachos. But yeah, I'm gonna plate up food for Krista and I, and then we're gonna eat some, and I'll show you the cupcakes later, Gremilinos. Ta-da! These are the cupcakes Krista found. So they have little rings. These are also rings, little footballs. But they have little fake Super Bowl rings, which I just think is very cute. We're each gonna have a cupcake. And then really just start getting ready for like final dog outs, Chloe's nighttime medicine, Krista needs to shower. I'm gonna be sleeping downstairs with Chloe tonight so Krista can get some more sleep. So yeah, it's really gonna be the rest of the night. I know you can't see me. I might check in with you later with Chloe. I don't know, I haven't decided. We shall see how I feel. But if not, I will talk to you tomorrow. My dear Gremilinos. Good morning, Gremilinos. I did not vlog last night. I debated, but Chloe and I actually fell asleep pretty early. Krista watched the rest of the Super Bowl. We started it late, but she watched the rest of it and I read. And then I had a tiny bit of my book left this morning, so I just finished it. It is right before work, so I'm going to fill you in on my thoughts on Those Who Wait now that I finished it. So this is definitely a slow burn, which does make sense. But what's interesting is because it winds up becoming a friends with benefits situation because Sutton wants to have sex with Charlotte. And she's like, you know what? You could like help me understand how to have sex with other women. So why don't we do that? Because Charlotte uses sex as like stress relief. I look so gray down here. I mean, I don't mind. Sorry, I just noticed the sun looks really gray today. So they wind up agreeing to do sex with like a friends with benefits thing. And there are a lot of very steamy scenes. But because Charlotte is running for office, something does occur where she's like, we have to break up. Because of course there's going to be a third act breakup. This is a very traditionally, I don't know if it's traditionally paced because the third act breakup comes pretty late in the book based on how long it is, but it does occur. There is a third act breakup. And then we have to determine whether they're gonna get back together or not, because Charlotte is still very actively pursuing her political career, which would be much more difficult if she comes out as a lesbian. And Sutton, while she is like slowly determining like who she's going to tell, how she's going to handle coming out as bisexual, she has some opportunities start to arise because she's graduating from college and she's like, do I want to do these? Am I putting like, what do I want to do? And so they're in kind of a situation where while Sutton could probably come out, she has so much to like explore and look into, and Charlotte has a lot holding her back. Again, there are a lot of steamy scenes in this, which I feel like you should be able to guess based on the heft of this book. I can see the comparison to Heated Rivalry, especially the show, because it is very long term. There is that like hookup element where we're just friends, and I say that in quotes because no one is ever just friends in these. But I very much enjoyed it. I loved Charlotte. I loved Sutton. There's some very sweet moments with the oh, my phone is ringing. Hold on. Hi, okay, I'm back. Krista was calling because apparently something is getting delivered today and she's giving me the like ETA. That wasn't meant to be in quotes, but ETAs around here actually don't matter because depending on who's delivering it, they do whatever they want. But something is coming in the afternoon. She just wanted to let me know because the dogs will bark and I have to make sure Miss Chloe over here does not bark too much. Book. What was I saying? Oh, but yes, I can definitely see the Heated Rivalry comparison. So if you're looking for like a Sapphic, it's not sports, so it would be like politically focused Heated Rivalry kind of story. I think this would work. I do think this is on KU too. I swear I've seen Haley Cass stuff on KU. I think I've even read Haley Cass stuff. I don't know when this one came out, so I don't know if this is gonna, because it doesn't really list where, oh, it's in the back. Forever and a Day. Yes, I have, oh shoot, which one did I read? I read on the same page. And I think When You Least Expect It. It's been a minute. I'd have to double check, and the covers aren't in here, but I think I've read those. I do like Haley Cass, so I highly recommend as a female romance author. I believe, we'll say queer romance, but it's like normally female presenting or something along those lines. I don't think any of hers are like non-binary or gender fluid or anything like that. I think it's typically female like them presenting women. That was a bit rambly, but I'm trying to remember. It's been so long. I've read a lot of things, so I definitely enjoyed it. It was a commitment because it is very long, but I had a great time reading it. I liked the characters. We also get introduced to some fun side characters like Reagan, who is Sutton's very, very loyal best friend, who is very blunt. I also feel like that may be leading into another story because someone moves in with Reagan, like a mutual friend of hers and Sutton's. There's like a discussion about it. And they don't like each other, and I feel like maybe that's a forced proximity thing that's coming up. I don't know though. But I did very much enjoy this. I am now going to move on to something completely different because since that one was so long, I thought I would switch to something remarkably different. So this is like a YA thriller slash romance. There is a death and two teens that you would not expect to go on the run together, and that's all I'm going to tell you. I am very excited for this. I saw this and it sounded so cool. This was part of a birthday gift from my in-laws. Did they know the content of any of these books? No. Did they say they would buy me a number of books as a gift while we were at a bookstore? Like, we went to Barnes & Noble and they were like, buy what you want! And per my wife, she was like, you have to at least get 5 books or they will be upset that you didn't use your shopping spree accordingly. So I got a lot of books. I've already read some of them, but I did buy only gay books. Only gay books. Because I could. So I have this one. I'm very excited. It seems like fun. It seems like a fast read. So this will be the next one. I'm also expecting very little steam. That's just my assumption. This one definitely steamy. Very, very steamy. So yeah, I'll be moving on to that one. I'll also very briefly, without showing you my work setup. This is the Chloe. Also CSI is muted behind me, but Chloe is just chilling down there. The other 2 pups are over here, but I don't think you can really see Kira. There's Bruni. Kira's hidden by the nook. But I'm gonna get ready for work. So yeah, just please enjoy. Hello, Gremilinos. Chloe is here somewhere. So is Krista. She says hi. So this is a surprise package from apparently Chloe.
From Chloe.
And it is all, not all, some of these are ice packs. It's snow crab, claw, arm, leg meat, and then all of the crab, there's a lot in there, came with a free thing of lobster knuckle meat that is pre-cooked. So that's good to know. So yeah, so I have to get seafood in the freezer, but we have seafood, which is very exciting. I'm sure there's like how to cook and stuff, or maybe not.
All the deliciousness without any of
under the
shell work.
Yeah. So now we have a bunch of seafood. So that'll be exciting. I need to get this in the freezer. Mostly because I went to go to lunch and I have emails. So I'm taking a 5-minute break to show you this. So yeah, I'm gonna get this all situated. Chloe is like, I'll eat it. That's fine. But yeah, Chloe says hi. But yeah, wow. So exciting. I mean, technically you could. Technically. But yeah, so I'm gonna get this all put away. But it's very exciting. That's so cool. Alright, I will talk to you later, Gremilinos. Good morning, Gremilinos. Yes, we're in the same location as yesterday, but that is totally because it's right before work. But I finished all of Runaway With Me. And because this is a YA book, I just decided I would like fill you in when I completely finished it, because I read a ton of it yesterday and I had a little tiny bit to read this morning. So I like vaguely told you a very minimal premise, which I'm glad I did because I feel like the back is actually kind of spoilery. So in this, Jessie, aka Mouse, she hates being called Mouse, but she is called Mouse for a portion of this book, is running away. And she's running away because something horrible has happened. The start of this doesn't really explain to you what's going on, just something very bad has happened and Jessie is running. She kind of just grabbed all of, like anything she could grab. She put it in a duffel bag, she has some cash, she has a credit card, and it's actually like a debit card. They keep calling it a credit card, but they use an ATM, so it's a debit card. Anyway, she grabs all this stuff and she's headed to the bus station. But on her way to the bus station, she runs into Brooke. And Brooke is a super popular girl from St. Catherine's, the Catholic school that she goes to. And Brooke's basically like, do you need to go somewhere? And she's in this amazing red hot rod. And just like, yeah, just, do you want to drop me off in Chinatown? Instead of the bus stop. But she's like, I'll just walk to the bus stop, it'll be totally fine. And then Jessie learns that Brooke is also running away. The two of them decide not to talk about why either of them is running away, which is why the back of this is kind of spoilery. And they wind up going on a basically cross-country road trip. We start in Seattle and we just keep going. Now, this road trip is fraught with a bunch of danger. One, these girls only have so much money. They can only get so much money. They both have cards that they've kind of like stolen or have had access to in the past and definitely should not be using in the way they are. And they have some saved up cash. So they are going through the United States in Brooke's hot rod with cassette tapes that they're listening to, and they're trying to like make the most of it. The interesting thing though is that Mouse, Jessie, has had a huge crush on Brooke for years, at least 3, because they were they're juniors. I think, yeah, juniors? I think I'm correct. And the entire trip, like, sparks begin to form between the two of them, especially because, and like, it's very slow going because Jessie doesn't know if Brooke is, sorry, there's a cat moving and a Chloe moving and I have to monitor them. Hi, Say. Hello. That's Salem. I don't think you can see her. She's behind me. I'm gonna put this down. So they, oh, now you can see her. She says hi. Please don't step on my computer. Thank you. She jumped over my laptop. So they wind up just driving and like things are happening. The two of them are getting very, very close. And it is very sweet, but we also learn why Brooke has run away and what Brooke's family life is like. And Mouse does, well, Jessie, she prefers being called Jessie, gets into some things a lot later in the book with what's going on with her, what's happening with her life, and we do ultimately learn why she's on the run. There is a lot happening. These 2 teenagers have to deal with horrifying people that arrive, and they're basically on the run because they're teenagers who ran away. So there's so much. There are some sweet moments, there are some scary moments, and the ending actually does make a lot of sense. I would say ultimately it is a happy ending if that's what you're looking for, but it's not exactly the ending I was expecting, which was very interesting. So I really enjoyed this. I just wanted to know what was happening next because they were just running all over in this car and so many things were happening. And like, there's some like, this is how we're going to make it through, and like some interesting people get introduced. This was a really fun time. It is a, like, there's a cute queer romance happening, but it is more like YA thriller with a queer edge to it, I would say. But definitely highly recommend. This was so fun. I've never heard anyone talk about this. I just happened to see it at the bookstore and I liked the cover and I like quickly read the back, which again, I do think the back is full of spoilers because of how long it takes to get to the reveal that is on the back. So maybe don't read the back, just go into it knowing road trip, think like Thelma and Louise-ish, in that there are 2 women just like going. But it's a lot. It was so much fun. It was so quick because it's YA. So I recommend. It is by J.L. Simmons, and I don't know, is this her debut? It says, yeah, this is her debut novel. So I think this is a very solid debut. I think it was well done. It handled a lot of topics very well, I think. So I would recommend. But I don't have any of my other books down here, so I can't grab them yet. I do want to show off my sweatshirt. The puzzle piece will make sense, and so will the K and the heart, when Krista gets home, because this is a set of sweatshirts. So mine is this color, and then Krista's is blue and has blue. I think hers is blue with blue stitching, and mine is this color with blue stitching. So you'll see it. Yes, hers has blue stitching. I am correct. But yeah, you'll see it when she gets home. It'll make more sense together because this is like a piece of her heart. It'll make sense, I promise. But also it like matches my coffee cup pretty well. It would match the other one a little bit better, but still blue. Also, this is from having it up against the coffee machine. It got coffee on the back of it. I'm gonna take a sip actually. But yeah, so work is about to start. I got set up super early because Krista has to be to work earlier than me. I also had to place a grocery order because Chloe, who was technically supposed to start eating dog food this week, has decided she like kind of likes it, but she wants chicken or beef in it. So we got her to eat some wet dog food. It's not even dry dog food. We bought like fancy wet dog food. And she ate a little bit of it and then was like, there's nothing. Where's my extra bonus stuff? So I ordered a lot of chicken and I will be cooking a lot of chicken this week. I ordered 3 packages, which is a lot of chicken. So yeah, lots of chicken to be cooked. But yeah, so I think that is my full update of Run Away With Me. I'm just like, this is a solid debut. Very good. I do really recommend this, especially because, again, I haven't heard anyone talk about this. I know queer YA romance is not something a lot of people I follow on YouTube read. I know a lot of them read queer romance, but I just feel like something like this wouldn't be on our radar, but I really enjoyed it. So I know I have 3 more books upstairs. Again, the goal is to try and get this up on Valentine's Day, hopefully, maybe. But I can't get those till later. So I'm gonna try and run upstairs at some point to grab another book, and I'll fill you in on what that is. I think I know which one I'm gonna read next. I think, vaguely. Vaguely. I haven't decided yet because I have 3 options. So I'll pick one and I will see. But I will talk to you later today, Gremilinos, because 1, I'm going to show you the sweatshirts and also like together so they make sense. And also I will have another book to talk to you about. But I must go because work is about to begin. Talk to you later. Hello, Gremilinos. The lighting is a little weird because it's behind me, but Salem's laying in my spot. I am just upstairs real quick because I'm charging my phone because Chloe and I are downstairs tonight. So there's plugs downstairs, but they're not close to where I am, and I prefer to have my phone like near me while I'm downstairs. So hi, you're gonna move now. So I'm charging it upstairs and then I'll take it down when we get ready for bed. But I wanted to show the next book that I'm reading. Salem is trying to steal my bookmark. It is called The Romance Recipe by Ruby Barrett, and I have the same hair as one of the leads. I will tell you this follows Amy and Sophie. And I'm not gonna read details. I feel like everything has secretly spoiled me when I've read the back. So I'm not gonna tell you anything except that it's Sophie and Amy, and it does, I like opened it real quick. I think it's 2 perspectives, so it switches back and forth. The runaway with me was only from Jesse's point of view. I didn't mention that, but it was just single point of view. I also, very quickly, very briefly, I'm going to mention Best Offer Wins. I said I would include this one in a vlog when I got to read it, and I actually read this right after I finished the Vampire Kisses vlog, and I kept forgetting to like grab it. In this, we're following Margot, and oddly enough, a queer thing happens in this, sort of. Kind of, there's like a bi slash fluid slash kind of into whoever character in here. It doesn't really fit the theme. But this is like a thriller. Following Margot, she becomes obsessed with this house. I'm gonna put this down. And in her obsession with the house, she decides that she needs a plan to get this house by any means necessary. And that devolves into blackmail, a weird investigation, stalking people, and other very nefarious things. There's also a dog that's very cute. Nothing bad happens to the dog, just as a FYI. I did enjoy it. I really wanted to know what was gonna happen, but oddly enough, I wanted the ending to be different. I'm not sure how, but like I wanted something else to happen, and like I can't tell you anything because it would spoil it tremendously. Following Margot is interesting. I do also understand why Margot doesn't do something that she's like, I would have, but and I did actually very much understand that because I was like, well, no, I mean, that does make sense if this is the whole, yeah, okay. So I agreed in that sense. I disagreed with some of the things, I mean, basically all the things she did, but of the terrible things she was doing, there was a key thing near the end where I was like, okay. And I just kind of wanted something else to happen. I did still enjoy it though. Like overall, Margot was interesting to follow, and there was a lot coming up, and her fixation on the couple that owned the house was fascinating and frightening. And we got a look into other aspects of her personality, but I just like, I wanted something at the end. If you read this, let me know what your thoughts were, because I did enjoy it. I did think it was a good read. Just something about the end. Like I really wanted something slightly different to happen, but I said I would include it, so I'm just including it even though I'd already read it. But yeah, so I will be reading The Romance Recipe. I don't know if I'm gonna start it tonight or not. It is well after work. I actually came up to charge my phone, take my nighttime medication, take off my bra because I don't want to sleep in it, and basically get all my sleep stuff together because I have to take stuff downstairs to like sleep. I have to wear silicone sleeves on my 2 fingers on my right hand that you can't see at night, and I need to grab those so I can put them on closer to bedtime. And I typically use a Squishmallow. You've probably seen it. It's the mayor from Night Before Christmas. I used him as a pillow and he's up here because I was using him as a pillow upstairs last night. So yeah, that is the plan. So I'm gonna head down. You're like very close to my face, but I'm tired and I'm just holding you here. We had leftovers for dinner as a quick little recap, I didn't cook any. I cooked chicken for Chloe. I literally had to place a grocery order because she has determined that she doesn't want to eat dog food, even like fancy wet dog food, unless there's like other stuff in it, aka boiled chicken or beef. And she ate the last of the boiled beef last night. Now, admittedly, we got her to eat like wet dog food, but she wasn't that invested in it. But she did eat enough. But Krista was like, maybe we should just get boiled chicken. So I placed a grocery order, and so we have a lot of chicken, and I boiled one package of it and tore it up, and then ate. So she has chicken that I need to add to her, like that she's just gonna eat. Well, I'm gonna add it to the wet dog food, I think is my plan. Just, you're getting weird asides while I'm thinking out loud, but I need to go do all the stuff I said. And I also forgot that I left an iPad in the kitchen that needs plugged in, so I also have to do that before I forget again. So I will not talk to you until tomorrow for sure. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow, Gremilinos. Good morning, Gremilinos. See, we're back on the couch. I actually have a full review of the romance recipe for you right now because I was able to finish it before work. And so I'm just filling you in real quick. I'm taking like a 2-second coffee break, mostly because my eye is bothering me. That's why I don't have makeup on, and I needed to not look at my actual like computer screen, but the little tiny camera screen is fine. So I'm just doing this super quick. So I already told you we're following Amy and Sophie. Amy owns a restaurant called Amy and May's, and Sophie is her head chef. She actually hired Sophie after seeing her on like a popular cow millet. Did you see? Also my very cool Harley and Ivy the Lovers tarot card sweatshirt. But I'm not gonna be able to get him to move. So she hired Sophie to be her chef after seeing her on, like, I forget the name of it, like Pop-Up Kitchen, I think. And she was like, yeah, but she's so fixated on her Instagram and like her followers, and like she was doing great, but now her fame has like gone down. And so like they're not getting as many people at the restaurant. And Sophie is like wanted to come work here. She was kind of dude, you gotta sit, Bane. It's Bane who's on me. She is like very stressed out about working there now because she thinks that Amy doesn't really give, and she doesn't feel like she really has a lot of say in what they're doing. Like, she had kind of thought she could make the menu, but Amy always makes the menu, and they have very differing opinions on how the menu should work. There is a bit of character growth in this, but I really am gonna say this book is mostly smut. It's mostly sex scenes. It's mostly the two of them hooking up, even though Amy initially is Sophie's boss. They do level the playing field at a certain point, so there's like an investment that occurs, so they're kind of equal owners of the business at a certain point. And I say that because the power dynamic then kind of shifts because now they're equals, though we do set up that this is totally fine with both of, like, at least with Amy, because her brother Mary is like dating his former boss. It's like a whole weird thing. The story itself is fine. It feels very reliant on the sex scenes, which if you're looking for a smut, like, I don't know if I want to call it smut. If you're looking for a book that has a lot of sex scenes and they're very well written, I would highly recommend this. I will say the story itself is okay. I thought we were going to get more of them on this other reality show that gets mentioned, but that's really like just at the end of the book to kind of help add to the budding relationship as opposed to what I thought as I was reading the book. So that's on me. It is about the two of them and their relationship ultimately. They do fight a bit. They're kind of combative for a little while. And they do, the combativeness doesn't go away for most of the book. So it does feel believable, as Amy has a very strong personality and doesn't really want to compromise. And while there is a section about communication, Amy is not the best communicator and neither is Sophie. So while they do try and communicate with each other, there's a lot of concerns I have when they're trying to communicate and you're like, I don't know if this is achieving what you think it's achieving. But I mean, overall, it was a good read. I would recommend it. This was vastly different from what I just read, which had like one kiss scene, maybe a couple kiss scenes. It was a YA book. This is definitely for adult readers, based on the amount of sex scenes. But I would say this is more if you're looking for some steam. You want two characters that kind of, they both have huge crushes on each other, so there's a mutual longing there. So if you want like two characters who are very into each other, like kind of dating, I will say they're not even technically dating throughout this, so like they're in a relationship but not. It's a fun, very quick read, and again, a lot of sex scenes. So if you're looking to get a lot of bang for your buck, the romance recipe will do it for you. Now, the next book I will be reading is by Alexandria Bellfleur, who I've read 4 of her books before. This one is The Fiancé Farce, which involves fake dating. I have read the entire, I think it's Written in the Stars series. I've read all 3 of those, so I read them out of order. But I've read all 3 of those, and I read The Devil She Knows in a different vlog. But yeah, so I'll be reading this one next. This one is pretty hefty. It's like 400 pages, or like 4 something. But the goal is to attempt to get all my books read by end of day on the 13th, so I can post a video on Valentine's Day. So I'm hoping. But I won't be starting this until way later today, like after work, way in the evening. But yeah. Oh, I also want to tell you that my evening was wild. This will be quick. Everything was actually going very well, and then Kira managed to eat part of, there's these like rubber things. They sell them at a lot of stores. It's like really soft rubber. You're supposed to put them in the washer and in the dryer to help with like hair removal. I knew I was gonna cough. Whoo, asthma sucks. She ate part of one. Like, I don't know how she found it. Like, the laundry room is in the area that she and Bruni are in right now, but I have no clue how she found it. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it fell out of the washer. I don't know if it fell out of the dryer. We don't know if it was like sitting on top of the washer / dryer and like fell. No clue, but she ate part of it, and I was very, very worried that she was going to get a blockage, and I was like, I cannot handle another dog surgery. So Krista ran out and got hydrogen peroxide, and we like looked up dosage and stuff online. And also Walmart accidentally delivered a carton of milk yesterday. I think I mentioned that. And the site that I found was like, oh, you can use milk or water to entice the dog to consume the hydrogen peroxide. So I did actually squirt some directly into her mouth, which she was not a fan of. No one would be. But then I let her drink kind of as much milk as she wanted out of this gallon. It was sealed, like everything was fine with the milk. I just don't know why they gave it to us. No idea. But she drank probably 1/4 of the gallon, which was a lot of milk. And then it was like, have her run around, have the dog move, da da da. So I took her outside and had her run around a little bit. And then we waited about an hour, 2 hours. It was between an hour, it may have been like an hour and a half. And then she finally threw everything up. All of the weird little pieces of rubber were in it. I also felt bad because she threw up all of her food from dinner, but all the pieces of rubber were out of her system, and that's really all that mattered. But she was fine. We let her hang out with Krista and Chloe on the bed down here. Oh, it's the litter box. There's an automated litter box, and it keeps beeping today, and I really need to check it. But she's fine. She fell asleep pretty quickly once Krista went upstairs, and she's feeling okay today. She's just a little tired. And then everyone is resting right now, which is good. But I need to go, and unfortunately, I can't check on that litter box because I can't go into the kitchen. So I'll have to deal with it when Krista gets here in a number of hours. But I'll figure it out. I think there's just, it needs, the actual barrel of the electronic litter box needs cleaned out. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I will talk to you sometime this evening. And yeah, I won't be able to start this until tonight. Possibly my lunch break. Sometimes my lunch break is goofy now because Krista comes home so I can take like I can do all the stuff. But that sometimes means like, cause she only gets a half hour and I only get a half hour, part of my half hour is not done by the time she has to leave. So I sometimes have like 15 minutes or so. So I might read a little during lunch. I don't know, but I gotta go. I will talk to you later today, Gremilinos. Hello, Gremilinos. I know the angles in this video are very boring and I'm very sorry about it, but work is done. I'm just waiting for my computer to finish rebooting because I have to do that at the end of every work day. I wanted to show you one of my favorite Valentine's Day themed sweatshirts. Also just in general, but this is Harley and Ivy together for the Harley Quinn Valentine's Day episode. And I'm wearing it today just for fun. I don't think we're gonna watch it today, so though I am gonna see if Krista will be up for watching Bob's Burgers, the Valentine's Day episodes, because we haven't done that yet, but she is not feeling well. So she went to Quick Med, basically like during lunch, and they told her she has a horrible sinus infection and that her right sinus is completely swollen. And she'd been saying she couldn't really breathe out of her nose, but there was like no way for her to get to Quick Med easily. And today she like went, we figured out how she could go. So she has to take a bunch of medication. And she also had to pick up something for Chloe. So we had been sending photos to the doctor, and she even went in last Saturday. And one of her sutures, I've mentioned this, one of Chloe's sutures is like, it like popped or broke or whatever. It's like one small suture spot. But because it's been like that for like basically the entire healing process, it hasn't closed. Like all the rest of her sutures look great, and that one is just like not closed. And we took her in Saturday, and he was like, oh, it's not closed, but like Just keep an eye on it, keep her on the antibiotics, but she's still on the antibiotics. But it's still not closing. And so yesterday, Kristen and I, like, Kristen was like, I'm just gonna send them a photo because, like, it's still not closed. And the idea was it would be closed by Friday, which was like, and it's gonna be Thursday tomorrow. So she finally, like, via email, like, was like, okay, what am I supposed to do? They finally got it all squared away. And we have to put medicated honey on it, which sounds absolutely bizarre, but it's apparently a thing. Even the vet had some at his office, but they're like an hour away. So Krista was like, I can't, there's no way. Like, she still has work today. She was like, I can't just like go pick up this stuff. And it turned out that you could get it at Pet Supply Plus. So Chloe will have medicated honey. Like, it's in a tube, like lotion, but it's called, like, it's a medicated honey. Like, it's designed to be antibacterial and like do all this stuff, and it's useful for dogs. I've never heard of this stuff ever. Krista was like, I was so confused when they told me about it because they were like medicated honey, and I was like, is that a typo? What are you talking about? But we have to put it on the top of her sutures, which is hard because, so like, her sutures are pretty long. The angle I was doing was like a down, but it's only at the top, and she doesn't really want us to touch it. So she keeps like laying on her stomach, which makes sense. It's uncomfortable. But I basically have to figure out how to put it on by feel, which is very tricky. So yeah. But she has that now. So that's your Chloe and Krista update, which also I was like, if you're not feeling well, then like, so the vet apparently in all of this said Chloe could possibly sleep upstairs if she doesn't run up the stairs, and we'd really have to keep her on a leash. But like, I'm still worried because that one spot hasn't closed really. So I was like, maybe we should like do the medicated honey for a day and then do it on Friday night. I don't know what we're doing. If someone is sleeping downstairs, it's gonna be me though, because Krista is so sick. So I would just sleep downstairs again. But I don't know what we're doing. But the update I have for you is that I read, and I meant, so like, I read a little bit of this last night. Then I have been up since 4:30. I was not reading that entire time, but I've been up since 4:30 because of cats. They had the Zooms, and that meant that Chloe could not sleep unless I could not sleep. So I'm pretty tired. I've had a lot of caffeine, so I'm alert-ish. But I was able to finish this by the end of my workday. So I read all of the Fiancé farce, and I will say this is my favorite Bellefleur novel of all of them. I've read 4. This is my favorite by far. I so enjoyed this. This was so much fun. So in this, we're following Tansy to begin with, and Tansy really doesn't want to go to these like family dinners. She is, I'm trying to fit, so it's her step family. Her biological family has passed, and when her father passed, she was left with her stepmother, who does try and care for her, but they don't really have a good connection. Like, they don't really understand each other. Like, there's just like no real common ground between the two of them, and that's resulted in them not really communicating well. And there have been these family dinners that her stepmother does every Friday night. I think it's Friday nights. I think. So there were references in here that I thought were from Gilmore Girls, so I'm calling it Friday night dinner because I saw things and was like, Gilmore Girls. But so Tansy like basically makes up that she has a girlfriend. She's like, I have a girlfriend and we have plans. And she says that her girlfriend's name is Gemma, just like off the cuff, because Gemma West is a romance novel cover model. And she had been like unboxing books with her on them. She thinks her covers are incredible. So she just like rattles off the name Gemma because she'd been looking at those boxes, because she runs her it's the family via her dad. They owned a bookstore and she also lives above it. And she was like unboxing stuff and she just said Gemma. And she kind of brushed it off and she was like, eventually I'll just say like we broke up or something. Like, she was just gonna like let it keep going for a while and then kind of say like, oh, never mind, we broke up. Well, turns out that Gemma West is actually, I have to look at this last name so I say it right, Gemma Van Dalen, who is related to, oh my gosh, it's not convoluted, I just have to explain it correctly. She is the sister of a guy named Tucker, who is a jerk. And Tucker has married Meredith, who is Tansy's step cousin. So at this wedding, where people are like, well, where's your girlfriend? Gemma arrives, and someone literally goes, isn't that your girlfriend? And Gemma, oddly enough, to Tansy, is like, oh yeah, no, we've been dating for 6 months, what are you talking about? Like, she just goes with it. And Tansy's like, you don't have to do this. Like, why are you pretending to be dating me? Like, I'm so sorry that I got you caught up in this. Like, it was a whole thing. This is all in, like, the very beginning of the book. And Gemma's like, actually, this works out great for me. I actually need to be married by December 22nd because of my grandfather's will. I will inherit my entire family's company, which I did not know was a thing that could happen. She'd assumed it would go to her father, but literally her grandfather has not given, like, he skipped all of his sons and has given it to her, but she has to be married by December 22nd. And that's like this big shareholder meeting. And she's like, Tansy's like, what? And Gemma's literally like, we can make this work. But also Gemma's a little drunk. So they do actually decide to have a fake engagement. Like, Gemma's like, we're just gonna do it. And Tansy does agree. Now, Tansy agrees because her family bookstore may be sold off. And Gemma's basically like, I'll give you whatever money you need. Like, Gemma's family is like wildly wealthy. And she has access to a great deal of money at this point. She's very well off. Like, bajillions of dollars well off. And so they agree. But what happens is the two of them actually realize they're very into each other. Like, Gemma wants to woo Tansy. And Tansy has always been attracted to Gemma. And she starts to realize Gemma is a very good person. Like, the two of them just, like, get along. It's so sweet. The relationship does have its ups and downs. Sorry, my asthma's being weird today. Especially because Tansy has had some trauma in the past that can be associated with this sort of upper echelon of society that her stepmother is connected to, and that makes it difficult for her to interact with some people. It makes her uncomfortable. She kind of just wants to disappear, and this is tied into a lot of things that have happened in her life, including the fact that she is technically an orphan. She has a stepmother, but like, that's it. If you read Delilah Green Doesn't Care, the setup is very similar, where it's a father has died and left his child with a stepmother and another child who doesn't really, like, they don't get along. It's not the same, but like the concept is similar, in case you read that. So her trauma is much different from Delilah's, and her reaction to it is very different, but like, she just doesn't really have anyone. And so she and Gemma are connecting. Gemma has a found family because she does not really interact with her own family much at all. But there's so much going on in here. There's a relationship between two characters you would not expect outside of our main plot. The wooing, the cuteness, I just, like, so good. Like, I just wanted to know what was happening consistently, and it does keep you surprised. There are things that I did not expect to happen, where I was like, wait, what, we're actually gonna do that? That's so interesting. There is, like, one sex scene. There's a lot of flirting and, like, cute romance moments. I know I've said cute so many times, but there's only one sex scene, which surprised me. And I was fine with it. It was, like, in a good spot. It worked very well, plot-wise, timing-wise. So I legitimately, like, was so into this. Like, I just wanted to keep reading, and it's like 400 pages. I so recommend this. This was so good. I told Krista she would love this one, and so I'm trying to be pretty vague. There is a lot of drama. There's a lot going on. There are a lot of really crappy rich people that they have to put up with, and they do actually wear these dresses in the book, which I thought was fun. This clip is very long though. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was very, very fun. Also, this is going to sound bonkers. This cover setup, I don't know what the author was inspired by, but this is like the, like, height difference, the look of the two of them. I just keep thinking Blake Lively and, oh my god, and Anna Kendrick in A Simple Favor. I just consistently keep thinking it, even though there's been so much weirdness going on with Blake Lively, but like, that's all I can think of. Like, looking at this cover, like, that's what I get. That's not entirely how I pictured them in my head, but like, that's what this cover gives me. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I do have one more book left, but it's upstairs. So, oh, and Krista grabbed me Taco Bell. She did, she dropped it off. But yeah, so I am just, like, very excited about this book. I had so much fun. It was so good. I am very intrigued by the next one, so you'll get to see the last book in the vlog at some point today. We are doing dinner at home. I mean, we're always at home. I'm always at home. Krista's not always at home, but I'm always at home at this point. But I am making food for us to eat later. And I am tired, so hopefully I'll go to bed early. I'll probably read some, and then Krista actually has tomorrow off. So I am still gonna work downstairs because we're getting some deliveries tomorrow. and Krista will have to sign for them. So she is gonna be downstairs with Chloe and the other dogs and me, and I'll just keep working down here. So like when the deliveries come, I can still keep an eye on her. But yeah, so that's it for now. I'll show you the other book before I go to bed tonight for sure, even if I don't read anything. So yeah, that is the plan. But I will talk to you sometime later with the final Sapphic read of this vlog. Hello, Gremilinos. We're briefly in the office because I needed to update my like reading journal stuff and bring some stuff in here really fast. So I am going to show you the next book because I'm also going to change out of my very fun Harley sweatshirt because I need to do a bunch of kitchen stuff. So the final book of the vlog will be Get Over It, April Evans. So Krista surprised me with this one, and technically it's the second book in the, does it say on here? I think it's her Clover Lake trilogy. They're normally trilogies from Ashley Herring Blake. This is technically the second one, and the first one is, there it is, Dream On, Ramona Riley. And Chris, it totally focused on the faces of the American Girl dolls during that. I have the audiobook for the other one, but Krista and I were going to try and listen to it together, and that didn't happen, so I haven't listened to it. Oh, it was on the front, Dream On, Ramona Riley. But normally what you can do is technically you can read the books out of order, and you're fine. You just might like not know some characters that get introduced. So I am going to, I'm just flipping pages. Ooh, there's like a sneak peek of the next book in here. It's looking at them. It's like, ooh, the American Girl dolls are very important. I mean, they are. But I'll be reading Get Over It, April Evans. I'm very excited about this one. It says there's religious trauma in here, so I'm very intrigued. Which sounds strange to say, but I love a religious anything in a book. So yeah, so I'll be reading that one next. It'll be the final book. As a random update, since I mentioned American Girl dolls, and it wants to take focus, now it won't do it. There is going to be an actual adult like novel for Samantha set in the 1920s. She's going to be 25 in it, and it's going to be about Samantha, like the American Girl doll, well, human American Girl Samantha. I'm so excited. It doesn't come out until October though, but there will be a reading vlog for it. You can bet your bottom dollar. But I need to go do a bunch of kitchen stuff, including make dinner. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'll update you when I have something to update you on. I just want to let you know that was the next book. So I will talk to you probably not until tomorrow, Gremilinos, but just wanted to give you that heads up before I went and did a bunch of stuff today, or this evening. My brain is mush. But yeah, I will talk to you tomorrow. Hello, Gremilinos. Again, I'm sorry. I'm in like the most boring angles in this entire video, and there's nothing I can do about it. My last video was mostly me in a bedroom, so at least you're not in the bedroom in this video, I guess. I'm currently wearing my custom-made Rosenov sweatshirt. Krista made me this one, and she has Hollander, because, Bean, what are you doing? Stop. Because 24 is her favorite number, so she did the Hollander one because his number is 24. So I'm wearing this, which is a slight teaser for a thing I'm ending the video with. But I actually finished all of Get Over It, April Evans, and sorry I didn't check in with you like during the reading of a lot of these books, but there's a lot going on with Chloe's med schedule, and then I work, and I just like get done with a book and then I like wait to update you when I can. So in this we're following April Evans and also Daphne Love. They both wind up working at a thing called Cloverwild, which is kind of like an artist retreat, like a fancy, swanky summer camp for adults. Actually, it's year round, so it's like a fancy camp. Oh my good lord. That's open all year round. I'm gonna have to let you go, I think, because Bruni's being a punk. And then I'll fill you in later. But that's the book. It's by Ashley Herring Blake, and I love her books, and I really, really, really enjoyed this one. Both women are artists. So Daphne is like a painter, whereas April is like an illustrator. She was a tattoo artist, but her life, so April specifically, her life is in kind of chaos right now. She was broken up with 3 years ago by her fiance, and that she like was moving on from that, but they were engaged, so it took some time. But now things have kind of gone sideways. Her tattoo parlor was operating in the red for like 2 years. She's decided to close it. She's now renting her house. She has this job now at Cloverwild, and like you get to live there, so that's helpful. But like she gets there and then finds out that she'll be living with Daphne Love, who just so happens to be is this on here? I don't want to spoil this for you. Yes. The woman her ex-fiance left her for. And the issue here is that she doesn't even really know if Daphne knows much about her, knows what's going on, but these two women have been affected by this ex. And it turns out that Daphne has just been broken up with. She thought she was going to get proposed to, and this particular ex of April's, who is now also Daphne's ex, just broke up with her. Was like, no, I think we know that this is over. So she's in kind of free fall because she has gone through life kind of making herself fit the mold that people want her to. And she kind of has nothing. She's like, I was an artist, but I haven't painted in forever. And so like, this is an opportunity for Daphne to really lean back into her art. And initially this is enemies kind of, solely because April wants to hate Daphne. But as the story progresses, the two women become closer and closer. They're teaching an art class together. We do meet characters from the book before this that I mentioned I hadn't read, but it's not too spoilery. There's also an Easter egg for the Christmas book that Blake wrote. So that was fun, even though I have not finished that either. Krista and I were trying to finish it in December and that didn't happen. So I'm like 2 Herring Blake books behind. But in this, Daphne is trying to discover herself. So she kind of wants to make like a list of things she wants to do over the summer to like help herself feel like a new person and like really come into her identity. And April is trying to deal with this kind of free fall she's going through where she's not really sure what to do next. She's not really sure what her plan is because she doesn't have a business, and she currently doesn't even have a house because she's renting it. She does have 2 lovely cats that she brought with her. We also meet Sasha, who is kind of a key character throughout this book. She befriends both of them and they become kind of a friendship trio. And Sasha is the next book that's already been teased online, and it's a teaser in the back of this book. But yeah, so Daphne and April become closer and closer as they spend more time together and as they start to feel things for each other. And because this is an Ashley Herring Blake book, there is some spice, there's some steam, there is a situation with a party that I'm not going to get into details for, but we get into some stuff. There is some spice throughout certain sections, but there is a lot for them to deal with because there's also a competition for the 2 of them to get into the Devon. This curator is at this summer camp. I'm calling it a summer camp. Again, it's all year round, but it's summer. And she's like, well, I'm looking for an artist for my first ever show at the Devon. And I think one of the 2, like one of you would be great, but I don't know which one. And so they're competing. There's a competition while they're kind of becoming friends and then more than friends. And they're both trying to figure out their art style. I knew you were gonna bark. Bruni's gonna be barking this whole time. So like, that's also going on. So we're getting very cool art stuff. We're getting the growth of these 2 women outside of within a relationship, but also outside of a relationship. Now my hair is being weird. And it was really, really well done. I very much enjoyed it. I don't want to tell you too much because I feel like it's spoiling things. There is like a breakup moment, kind of. The ending of this is a bit different than some of her other ones. There is also an epilogue. But yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I would say you should probably read the one before this, technically, because there is an event that kind of sort of spoils. You get a little bit spoiled for the book before this, but that's my own fault because I thought so, and then I was like, yeah, I only have it on audio and I'm not gonna do that right now. So I just will say that I think you should probably read them in order, but I have read other series like this out of order and it's fine. You just have to know that you're gonna be spoiled a little. But I did very much enjoy this. I love both characters, especially because Daphne is contending with religious trauma for being raised Baptist. And what all that entailed. There were also a number of Gilmore Girls references in this, which resulted in me playing Gilmore Girls while I worked today. So yeah, it was a really fun time. I now also very much want there to be an Ashley Herring Blake Universe tarot deck. I just need to know if that's happening. So if someone wants to tell me if we're getting that tarot deck, that would be lovely, because there is a tarot deck consistently mentioned. There are tarot decks mentioned in every book. I don't know about the Christmas one, but in all the ones I've read fully, and I'm sure there's one in Ramona Riley, there's always a tarot deck. And I have bought 2 of the tarot decks that were mentioned in the books that were not created. They were just like specific tarot decks that existed already. Well, one was an oracle deck. But if there's gonna be an Ashley Herring Blake tarot deck, I would like it. I want one. Could that happen? I'll get caught up on all the books, I promise, and then I can review that tarot deck. So if anyone's listening, I want that tarot deck to exist, please. But this was so like fun. The pacing is great. I really enjoyed the characters a lot. They do have a combative energy to them, primarily April. And if you like astrology, you would like this because there's a lot of mentions to astrology. But yeah, that's the book review. I have something more that I want to do. I know that was kind of a quick synopsis, but I don't want to like tell you things. There is a trigger warning page about some things to take into account, but it is very fun following the 2 of them. They're just so good together, and then Sasha is so fun, and I'm actually very excited for Sasha's book. And after reading this, I do really want to get to the Ramona book, so I may just get it from the library or listen to the audiobook. But I'm gonna go for now. We're not done with the video yet, because I have something I need to show you while I'm wearing this specific sweatshirt and to tease the next vlog. But we'll talk to you in a bit, Gremilinos. Hello, Gremilinos. It's very hot by the fireplace, but I told you this sweatshirt meant something. See? It means a thing. Also, Bruni is squeaking a squeak toy, so just, it's gonna happen. And Krista's watching One Tree Hill, but she paused it. So just deal with the squeaking. I'm sorry. All right, so this is what I'm showing you. Da da da. Oh, that has your name and address on it. Ta-da! So the next vlog is going to be the Game Changer series.
Bruni, stop.
And I have all of them. So I have Game Changer,
If you want
Heated
to
Rivalry,
get to 7.
Tough Guy, Common Goal, Role Model, and The Long Game. Because the 7th one is not out yet. But I have all of them. And I'll be starting them this weekend.
Bruni.
So there you go. That's a Bane. I'll flip this back around. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this Sapphic romance for Valentine's Day reading vlog. Be ready for the Game Changers reading vlog next. And yeah, I just have to edit this.
What are you wearing?
I already showed them.
I didn't know you showed them. I haven't been here for all these things.
I showed it right at the beginning of the clip, and I filmed. I did tell you. Krista does not believe me, but she made us custom sweatshirts, which I told you in the last clip, I swear. But this one is mine. And Krista has Hollanders. It also has a thing on the sleeve that you couldn't see, but it has their numbers right there.
Either
it's kind
me
of blurry.
or Chloe are gonna kill you.
Anyway, but yeah, so that's the vlog. I need to edit this to try and get it out on Valentine's Day, and I need to get away from this fireplace because it's really hot. So if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe. If you would like Bruni to stop squeaking that squeak toy, perhaps
If you'd like to adopt
just
him,
leave a comment.
please leave a comment below.
He's just gonna keep going. It's a Rizzo toy. It's very cute. But yeah, so that is the end of the vlog, and I will see you in the next one, Gremilinos. But just so you know, this is what he's squeaking. It's a Rizzo, the rat, like the rat, like the lamp, not the rat toy. And that's Kira, who is very sleepy. But yeah, I will see you in the next one, Gremilinos.